This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV. We are at day 2 of CloudEXPO West in Santa Clara in the year 2015. And we are joined right now by Yasser Khan with Plasma. And we're here to talk about cloud computing, but we're also here to talk about something specifically. Yasser, thanks for joining us again. It's good to see you. What shall we talk about today?
Well, we specialize in business process automation, and our focus on the show today is IoT, Internet of Things. So we are basically promoting a platform called Connect to Me. The value proposition of our platform is it's an accelerator in terms of development of IoT and M2M enabled business use cases. So if you're building an application and you need to connect a variety of devices and sensors to drive your business process, we have a platform and a stack of technology which enables you to very easily, without coding, connect to devices, sensors, APIs, extract the data out, and then enable a business rule engine on top of it using our BPM layer and deliver a business use case through a mobile app or through a web application. So it's a play in the enterprise space in terms of not only having an agility in terms of your development lifecycle, but also a platform which is agile in terms of your business process requirements.
Now, we were talking about this just a few months ago in June in New York. It seems like since that time, you don't maybe have to work as hard to validate it. It seems like the interest in the IoT is just like gone like this in the last few months.
Yeah, and that's the same thing we are looking at. We are extremely busy deploying for mid to large organizations which had traditional business processes, and those business processes had a lot of manual touch points where human interactions were required. They're being replaced by sensors and devices which take the data out from the environment and enable a use case where now the delivery of process is not dependent on man intervention, but it's machine intervention. And you can even go beyond, like you can create rule engine for doing man-to-machine interaction and machine-to-man interaction or machine-to-machine interactions. So, for example, I got today a couple of these sensors. These are things which, are basically, powering the revolution. So I want to showcase that. So these are not manufactured by us. These are like sensor kits which are available in the market. They're less than what you used to pay before for building a sensor grade of technology, and easily accessible. Yeah. So for example, here I have these couple of sensors which are basically manufactured by, companies like TI and Broadcom. And what they do is they take the environmental data out from the environment. So pressure, humidity, temperature, accelerometer, gyroscope, things like that. So throw it inside a box, you can track what's going on within that environment. So if it's a refrigerated truck, I know exactly what is the temperature when it's transporting my perishable goods, right? These are easily accessible. They are very cheap to incorporate in your business process. Now, in place of having a manual intervention where driver used to make notation of the SLA readings from the thermometer stuff, you can now do it. Now here, as you can see in the mobile app, I have this device sending me data in real time and it's sending to the cloud. Now in the cloud, we have a analytic rule engine where you can define the analysis for it. And then you have a decision process engine where you can define the decision process. So in place of building all these requirements and building a software which fulfills this requirement, you're now modeling it. So what happens is your time to market is switched much faster, right. And as your business process changes, you can constantly keep evolving in place of calling a IT technology company to come and revamp your system.
Well, been a lot of talk these last couple of days about creating brand new business models.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's more like just the efficiencies are very, very apparent. Mm-hmm. And so the business model, it's it may be a profound change, but it's not difficult to understand the change, right?
Right, exactly. So the business model is always driven from the point of view of what is the ROI for the company which is deploying this technology. If I invest, let's say $500, am I going to have the operational efficiencies where I can earn that money back over a year? So as you can see, these elements, when they get incorporated, they remove that compliance issues with human interventions and things like that, and also streamlines the whole process. But main thing is that it's not about connecting any of these devices and sensor. It's connecting them in an environment which is geared for the next generation of technology.
Well, how do you work with people on that to get them to understand that, or do your customers already understand that?
So how we work is we offer our technology stack for people who are building these process automation within their organization, and they can model these requirements on their own in the technology stack and deploy these use cases, and they can use the same platform to trigger multiple different processes. So the way we are doing it is like we're educating people within enterprises to be able to use our technology stack, which is a C2M platform, or Connect to Me, which is our multi-tenant deployment of C2M, and enabling them to actually create the models and deploy solutions for.
How can people find out more about this? Sort of see a demo, and they go to your website, they may see something, but are other ways they can contact you to really see how this stuff works?
Yeah, so right now we are in the emerging phase. So, we have a lot of information available on our site on what we do, but, our engagement for customers to learn is more about consultative engagements where we talk to them about their problem areas, help them understand, how the solution can actually impact their deployments,
How do they find you online, your URL?
So they can go to www.plasmacomp.com, or they can go to www.connect2.me. Yeah, so yeah.
Right, I love those new extensions. Connect2.me, very easy way to find the company and all this wonderful sensor stuff they're doing, and the data that it provides, the automation that it provides, the mass efficiencies that it provides. I can kind of understand it intuitively, but you run it through a business plan, and I bet you companies are surprised sometimes at the efficiency and the time to market they can get, as you spoke of.
In place of like using 7 to 8 month development life cycle where they develop something which is already based on outdated requirements from 8 months back, because the process is so quickly evolving to be competitive in the market. Now you can come into a platform where you can deploy things in weeks, and they can also constantly evolve it.
This is great stuff.
At 1/3 the price.
This is great stuff. Connect2.me, and you're going to find out everything you need to know. Yasser, thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.